So I'm going to read two pieces of scripture from Isaiah. Isaiah 47, 1 to 3, and I'll compare it with Isaiah 52, 1 to 3. Okay? Isaiah 47, 1 to 3 talks about this. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, you shall no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover your locks, make bare the leg and uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Your nakedness shall be uncovered, yes, your shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet you as a man. In Isaiah 52, it's the opposite. It says, Awake, awake, put on your strength, O Zion. Put on your beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. And from henceforth there shall no more come unto you uncircumcised and unclean. Shake yourself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose yourself from the bands of your neck, O captive daughter of Zion. For thus says the Lord, you have sold yourselves for nothing, and you shall be redeemed without money. So we see here Zion, and we see here Babylon. Interestingly enough, Babylon and Zion are speaking about more or less the same group of people, except you're looking at one is a remnant of the group, and the second one is the group on a whole, the majority of the people in that group who do not care about God. Now, Babylon was an actual nation that actually did capture Israel. But that nation never moved in the way of the Lord, even though they were used as a tool of the Lord. So you see here the uncovering of this nation because of its wickedness and putting it into slavery so that it actually has to work. Whereas you see the other nation, which is Zion, coming out of slavery and receiving beautiful garments. I wouldn't be surprised it's the same garments that Babylon had, and are rising from the dust instead of sitting down in the dust, because in Babylon is called to sit in the dust. So it's two groups of people. One set of people are believers. They believe in love, and they are followers of love, and they don't mistreat other people, and they have been mistreated and taken advantage of, and so they've been liberated and set free. And the other group of people are people who have been esteemed highly and loved, and they have been given power and authority over other peoples. Instead of loving them and treating them well, they have taken advantage of them and exploited them and mistreated them. So it's the tale of a chosen people. Both were chosen people for different reasons. But what you did with your choice, maybe based on your circumstance, but still, what you did with your choice determined your outcome. So this story, or this tale, or this mythos, is basically to make us make a choice in life. Are you going to move on the side of love, as a soldier of love, or are you going to move according to, I forgot the singer's name, Shanae, I think it's Shanae or something like that, soldier of love? Or are you going to be instead a soldier for war, hate, selfishness, greed, etc.? It's up to you. The choice is yours. Alright, let's get into this nice little pairing off of crime fighter and villain here, or crime fighter and villain. The infamous Batman and Joker relationship goes way back into time, in the earliest of comics. And I'm just here to talk about the most prominent ones that people remember. Now, first we have the 1966 Batman, the pairing of Adam West's Batman and Cesar Romero's Joker. Very iconic Joker, Cesar Romero. Even though it wasn't as deep as the other Jokers that we'll speak about in terms of psychology, it was still very iconic, something that is remembered. The Joker always makes for sort of almost taking Batman up a notch. He seems to be in some ways his dance partner, and a very good dance partner. And so when you think of Cesar Romero and Adam West, they're pairing off. What do you think of? And are you intrigued by it? Now we have really what I think is the best pairing off ever. Michael Keaton and for reasons unknown to me, I just forgot his name. He was in The Shining. Jack Nicholson, the great Jack Nicholson. All right, and this is still, in my opinion, the best pairing of Batman and the Joker. This is my opinion. I will ask you your opinion soon. And the Joker again made Michael Keaton's character that much more serious and something that you could take seriously. So I really enjoyed that. The next pairing here is Christian Bale and Heath Ledger. And I must say, as the Joker, Heath Ledger pulled out another aspect of the Joker that we had never seen before. And for all of the, fan outrage that Heath Ledger was becoming the Joker, Heath Ledger put on an exceptional Oscar-winning performance and outshone Batman. With Jack Nicholson's Joker, there was a balance between himself and Michael Keaton. But in this case, Heath Ledger's Joker dwarfed it. It pretty much just dwarfed it and blew out Christian Bale's Batman. Christian Bale's Batman looked like a buffoon before Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger made Christian Bale look stupid, okay? And he already, to me, was looking clowny anyway as Batman. He had a goofy voice and always seemed to be forcing, as if he was trying to force intensity as being Batman, which is interesting because I heard someone on one of the reviews of the Justice League trailer speaking about Ben Affleck's Batman, that Ben Affleck is trying too much to be a tough guy. He's trying to be tough. I just never got that. It's interesting how different people get impressed differently about characters. I always thought that Ben Affleck's Batman was, it was just beautiful. I mean, you couldn't get it better than that, Anyway, so I thought Heath Ledger showed up Christian Bale's Batman to be a buffoon, and just a poser, a guy who's trying to be tough, but he's not really tough. Then you have Ben Affleck pairing off with, wow, I'm just blanking out. These things happen. The Joker from Suicide Squad, what's his name? Somebody help me here. Jared Leto. Jared Leto's Joker. We haven't seen them together. We haven't really seen Leto and Ben Affleck together because Leto's Joker gets out of it. If he's going to get caught by Batman, we saw him getting chased by Batman. It was very intriguing seeing how he reacted to Batman, etc. And again, you feel that kind of Jack Nicholson's sort of laid-back sort of vibe, but yet his infamous behavior. His very infamous behavior. Scary kind of behavior, but yet still very cool kind of vibe. So you got that feel of Jack Nicholson coming back again. And the interplay between him and Ben Affleck was pretty interesting, intriguing, to say the least. But of course, we haven't seen enough of it. And I keep on yawning a lot, folks. Which must be very annoying to you as it is to me, because I don't know why I'm yawning. But, yes. So, you have that matchup. Now, quite frankly, which one of these matchups, in your opinion, it's only your opinion, we're not going by facts now, we're just going by opinion, in your opinion, is the best matchup you've seen so far with Batman and the Joker? And leave it in your comment section below. It doesn't matter which one you find the best. It's just because the Batman lore is so expansive, it is intriguing that people continuously may have different picks here in these matchups. So that's not something. But the nice thing about it is we've seen Batman enough that we could actually pick and choose which one of these relationships you found most intriguing. Now, The Flash is on television, and I think why people have The Flash as their fan favorite going into Justice League is mainly because The Flash is on TV. And the masses and people, they generally identify with things they know. Now you know Wonder Woman, so a lot of people are going to be Wonder Woman fans going into Justice League. And you're going to have a lot of fans also going into Justice League who are, don't yawn, who are also Batman fans. So you're going to have Batman fans, Wonder Woman fans, and Flash fans. And Aquaman looks like he's going to be a hit too. So you got 4 of them. And then now Cyborg seems very intriguing, the way he taps his tech into things. So you can see that all of these are potential to be huge fan hits. So the movie has the potential to do extremely well. We pretty much already know that it's going to pass $1 billion. That's a given for this movie. It's just too much interest in the movie. It doesn't matter if it flops for 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row. If the opening weekend is going to just be monumental. So we already know this. So it's not about the movie making money. It's going to make money. The question is, can it be a movie that appeals to wider audiences, and all around everyone in every different sector is going to like this movie? And that's what Joss Whedon is going to work assiduously. He's working extremely hard at right now, as well as Danny Elfman. And they're looking at everything. They and Warner Bros. Are watching the reception of this movie, from the trailers to everything. And they know they don't have to reshoot anything. They just have to tweak things, which would mean the editing process is what's really going to determine, post-production editing and special effects is going to determine this movie's complete success with the critics, with fans, with everyone. So they know what they need to do with Justice League, believe you me, and they're working assiduously to it. And I'm not going to lie to you. Joss Whedon and Danny Elfman makes a huge difference in terms of the reception of this film. They are going to, the things they're going to do are seemingly minor things. They're small things, but they are such important things. And post-production editing can make a film flop or succeed, quite frankly. And I don't think that Zack Snyder's forte is post-production editing. I don't think so. So I think you've got 2 very experienced people, an experienced director and a very experienced musical score in Danny Elfman and Joss Whedon. And they've just gotten a gift, something to enhance, to tweak, to make better, to make the best possible Zack Snyder film. And I think they're going to get Zack over that edge, and they're going to give a high tribute to Zack. Justice League is going to be very successful. I told you I trusted these guys, and I believe in them, and I definitely believe that Danny Elfman and Joss Whedon, you couldn't get a better pairing. These guys take it very seriously. They take what Zack's vision is, they're going to crystallize that vision, and they're going to make that thing into something that will not be forgotten anytime soon. I guarantee you that. Okay, and they're still using the tones that Zack has and so on, but they just enhance everything. They enhance the color tones, the color palette, the dialogue is enhanced, the beats have been tightened up, between one thing and another. Even the trailer seems, it's pretty much in the same vein as a Zack Snyder film, but this film feels so much more than that. And that's what Joss Whedon and Danny Elfman, they do. And I'm telling you, man, those guys were pivotal in this film, just really blowing out the water. If this film is a critical success, it's because Joss Whedon and Danny Elfman, in post-production especially, not so much reshoots, but post-production, they killed it. They killed it. They're going to make this film epic. And Zack will have to thank them for doing that, because Zack did ask Joss Whedon to take on the mantle, and Joss Whedon, and you're going to feel Joss Whedon in this thing. I already feel it in the trailer. Again, subtle changes, subtle tweaks. Sometimes just the timing between jokes, just the way how you leave it to linger a little bit more. Sometimes it has nothing to do with principal photography. Principal photography has been done and everything. It's just tightening up the beats, just tightening up the editing. Really working this sucker so that you get almost a much more visceral, emotive feel to something that otherwise, if it wasn't tweaked properly, you wouldn't get it, you know. So I get that feel now, and even the way how Steppenwolf looks and everything it's brighter, it's shining a little bit more, it's a little bit more flashy, it's a little bit more Hollywood, and the film is totally indie. You could feel that, and it's just different. And I think they're just kind of, like I said, polishing up everything so that when you really see this film, yeah, you know this is a Zack Snyder film, but you're like, Zack Snyder, yeah, but there's something different about it. It feels more complete. It doesn't feel empty. There doesn't feel void filled in certain things that are missing. Nothing will be missing. That's the difference. You know, with the Zack Snyder film, people talk about the potential, and some things feel like they're missing. And if you like indie film and if you like indie music, you're really going to dig it, because it's like, yeah, I like the little rough and uncut feel to, you know, Zack Snyder's films. But this time, it ain't going to be rough and uncut. You know, the rough cut's going to really feel polished. And Zack had the foresight to understand Joss Whedon can polish it up, and he knows film, he knows how to get that dialogue and all those little elements to fit together really snugly. So Joss Whedon's not only tightening up the film, but he's enhancing it. And Danny Elfman with that epic Man of Steel score from Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL's music, you know, you can feel Danny Elfman put an extra oomph into Junkie XL's stuff already. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. When you actually see the movie, I believe the movie's actually going to be better than the trailer. And that has not happened in any DCEU movie so far. So that, what I'm saying is, even Wonder Woman, the trailer snippets looked a little bit more awesome than the actual movie, right? Now, this is what's going to shock you. When you go and you actually see the movie that Whedon and Elfman have polished up, the movie's going to blow your mind more than the trailers. That's what I feel. I feel the movie's, because you're going to get context behind everything. And Whedon is going to make it his duty to make sure you get that context. You get what this movie's about. Before the end of this movie, you're going to get every single inch of this movie. And he's going to edit it in such a way that you absolutely get this movie in a certain time frame. Because that's the one point with Zack Snyder films. Zack has continuously been misunderstood, and his points have continuously been either intentionally or otherwise misrepresented. Whedon's not going to let that fly. Whedon's not going to let that fly. You are going to get the Justice League. And when you think of Justice League, you're going to think of this movie. Like, Joss Whedon's going to tweak this movie in such a way. That's why he didn't go to Comic-Con. He's working on the post-edits. He's working on those reshoots. They're not extensive. Whedon don't need. He realizes Zack's got tons of footage. So it's which of the footage I'm going to use to tell this story properly. And he already, I'm pretty sure Joss Whedon knows what Zack's vision is for this story. So Whedon's pretty clear. Now we have to declutter. It's kind of like you're an indie film artist, but you need a record label or something to tell you, no, you need to cut off all of this and streamline it so people can focus on this. That's what Joss Whedon's going to do for this movie. And that's what Danny Elfman will bring to the table. That Junkie XL has already done all the work. And Elfman's like, you did it, Junkie. You did it, Zack. You know, Joss Whedon's going to say, now just leave us to do the surgery on this thing and really fit the pieces together perfectly. We're going to make it fit perfectly. That's what Joss Whedon's busting his brains, and Danny Elfman's busting their nuts right now, thinking about how are we going to put this together in such a way that it's absolutely cohesive, that the audience gets it. It doesn't need to be obvious, but you're going to get this movie. So that's what Whedon and Elfman, that's the challenge they have of approaching the movie a certain way. And so far you can see that the movie's still gritty and dark and grimy and everything, but it's color tones, its palette and so on, the stuff that they're using to work this movie, they're using certain things based on the feedback they've also gotten they're using certain things to appeal to the general audience so that you can't resist. Once you start watching this movie, you're not going to leave. You're not going to go pee. You will start off trying to analyze it. Next thing, you'll be fanboying out. Like, they're going to draw you into this movie like nobody's business. That's what Joss Whedon, I know that's what his goal is. And that's what he's going for. And you're not going to leave. You're not going to leave the cinema for a moment. You're going to stay there. You're not even going to eat your popcorn. You're going to just be sucked into the movie from the get-go. And you're not going to leave until the movie's done. You're not going to be thinking of peeing. You're not going to be thinking of nothing. You're just going to be focused in on the movie. They're going to draw you in. That's what they want to do. That's their goal. That when you leave that movie, you're going to exhale. You're not going to exhale while you're in the movie. You're not even thinking of breathing. So, because this movie really blew me away. The trailer really blew me away. And that's never happened to me like that. So, will Justice League beat back Batman v Superman? Probably. I would love to see a re-edited cut of Batman v Superman. Whedon and Elfman doing that. I know it's just a fan's fantasy, but I would have loved to see Whedon and Elfman just take Batman v Superman and do some post-edit cuts on that sucker and see what they come up with. Because Zack is a hell of a director. It's just he needs someone to bring out certain aspects of his directing. Like when it comes to post-edit stuff, Zack has a particular kind of style of post-edit work that kind of sabotages all the work he's done. And quite frankly, he's brilliant. Zack is a brilliant dude. It's just post-editing is not his thing. It's not. And Whedon and Elfman, they've done this thing for, like, they've been around the block for a long time. And they have a much more orthodox way of doing post-edit cuts. And I think the fans will be actually, they'll be able to indulge that very easily and readily. But Zack is brilliant, no doubt about it. But to get this film to, like, it will, like, completely wow you. And this film already has substance in it. I think Whedon and Elfman, you can get it better than that. I mean, you got the best. You got Whedon and Elfman to do it. Whedon's been successful with the Avengers franchise. Age of Ultron wasn't that great for him and Elfman, but the Avengers franchise, Whedon pulled it off. And if the other thing is, Zack, I'm pretty sure gave Whedon, he said, look, man, you have directorial control over this. Do it. It's your baby now. I'm not going to, you want to ask me any questions? Sure, but I'm not going to mess. I'm not going to touch it. You do what you need to do. And I have a feeling that Whedon, is going to take that. He has taken it. Having that kind of unlimited creative control and feeling dedicated to making sure that this movie lives up to what Zack originally his intentions. I think Whedon's taking that on really, really seriously. And you saw the end product. You saw what it is. The same thing with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was mostly action scenes we continuously got with Wonder Woman. But my honest opinion, I as a fan, I don't want to get anything else spoiled for the movie. Just imagine if I went into the movie and I saw all of that. I didn't know all of the information that I know now. Oh my gosh. Man, I wouldn't make it out of the movie alive. I'd probably have a heart attack somewhere in the middle of the movie. So, I'm just saying, such an intense movie. I am enjoying it. I know that ride is going to be crazy. Again, I'm a DC fan, so, this is huge for me. And with respect to this whole ramble's going up on the it's going up on YouTube. And by the way, I'm gonna be coming out with a ton of videos unless the day changes and the sun comes out, so I can actually go work or whatever else I need to do today. But I've been saying oh my god all the time. If you haven't seen my reaction trailer, man, I look ugly as daylight, man. I just making all them faces and grimacing, and I was like blown away. I was like, I was really fanboying out. And yeah, Steppenwolf looks awesome. Steppenwolf looks awesome. If that is CGI, man, they are master into CGI. You know, where I looked at certain parts where one of them, Diana, was fighting Ares, and Ares kind of looked CGI-ish in his movements. And I'm hoping that Steppenwolf doesn't look CGI-ish in his movements. Like they captured the real movement of they put a lot of money and work into getting Steppenwolf to move properly, not to move, you know, in a CGI-ish way. You know, Cyborg looks pretty good too, and the mocap for Ares, if it's mocap, I think it was mocap. Not Ares. What's his name? Steppenwolf looks awesome. I mean, Steppenwolf looks badass. I'm gonna do a breakdown of the trailer so you guys can understand. I'll do some still photos while I'm doing the breakdown so you guys can know all that I've gathered from the trailer. But man, I need a break from this thing, man. Because I can't just go straight into that, man. And I have so much news when it comes to the hot toys and the figures and DC collectibles and stuff that I didn't put out. I had a ton of stuff to put out still. I don't know if I'll put out some I won't. I even have Mira and Aquaman to talk about a little bit, because Mira and Aquaman will appear in the Justice League as well as their own movie. And I heard Aquaman, they actually had a little teaser for people, a little, you know, teaser clip of Aquaman. Anyway, man, post your comments in the comment section below. If you want to donate, fine. If you want to share this video, share it. If you want to subscribe. But I'll come back with some more material. Guys, spread the word. You know, Christ I Am Disciple, man. You know, he's a guy you can get some DC information, DCEU news, also breakdowns. You see I've been 100% correct concerning Joss Whedon and Danny Elfman. That is Danny Elfman you were hearing, who brought to life Hans Zimmer's score, just like how the other director in Wonder Woman brought to life Hans Zimmer's scores, and also Danny Elfman's score at the beginning of Wonder Woman. So, yeah. Warner Brothers knows what they're doing with this movie. Clearly, they're gonna get there. They're shooting for critical reception that's positive for this movie. They want a next DCEU movie to knock it out the park. They're really going for it. Like they want to convince everybody. If you're gonna see this movie, it change your disposition and your thought process about the DCEU. You're gonna love the DCEU after this movie, and they intend to knock it out the park. They really do. And so far, when it comes to trailers, you can't force the WB. They really kill it with the trailers. I think their only problem is when it comes to their movies sometimes, well, almost 100% of the time, the movie doesn't necessarily match the hype of the trailer. And my suggestion to you guys, and what I think will happen in this case, is that I think with Whedon on board, the movie's going to match that hype. And I know I'm putting a lot of burden on Whedon here by doing that, because it's Whedon. Right now, this is in Whedon's hands, not Zach's. But I do believe Joss Whedon, from the trailer, what I saw, is continuing what Zach is doing, and he's crystallizing, and he's really bringing out, emphasizing the point that Zach is trying to make, so that no one will misunderstand what Zach has been saying all along. No one. And I just wish they had partnered up before. I wish they had partnered up for Batman v Superman, for Man of Steel. I wish this pairing would have happened, because pretty much this Justice League is going to capture some of the spirit of what Tim Burton's Batman did back in 1989. So, oh man, it's fantastic, man. It's just fantastic. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to leave my thoughts there, leave the scripture. This is unfiltered, uncut. You guys have a great one.